Today, ladies and gentlemen, got a very special guest for you, okay? Singer, songwriter, all the way from Austdale, Georgia. Put your hands together for Miss Kaiya Hamilton. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I am great. I am glad you are on the show today.
Thank you.
We're going to get right into, Kaiya Hamilton. Who's Kaiya Hamilton? The beginnings, the middles, not the end, because we still growing, okay? All right. But what's pretty much on the horizon for you, okay?
Yeah.
So let's start in these beginnings. You are originally from Greenville, North Carolina?
Yes, I am. Born East.
Hey, all right. Now, tell us a little bit about Greenville, North Carolina. Now, I know basically Raleigh, Charlotte,
right?
Certain cities get, a lot of pub or what have you,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Talk to us a little bit about Greenville and some of the things that happened, to you in Greenville.
Greenville is a small town, very country. Well, at the time it was country, wasn't much out there. I basically lived there up until I was like 15 years old, and I grew up singing in church there. And I told you, as I said, it's country bumpy. I don't want to call it country bumpyville, but that's kind of what it is. And I basically just grew up singing there my whole life on up to when I came to Atlanta.
Okay, all right. So now, we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. You come to Atlanta, but you
right.
do something as far as like church. Now, your attraction to music first started in the church, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, not only, were you singing in the church, you also started doing a little acting over there going, okay, talk to us about that now.
Yeah, well, basically, from singing in church, I didn't when even in church I used to stand behind a podium so couldn't nobody see me and stuff. I ain't want all the attention. But when I turned 13 years old, I then started venturing out and singing in other places other than church, which is how I started singing the stage plays. So stage plays for a few years, did a little bit of acting there, and I met my former manager actually doing stage plays in North Carolina.
Okay, all right. So now, at what moment were you like, okay, you know what? This is cool, Greenville straight,
right.
But I don't know, I got to get up out of here. I just feel like, my wings are too big to be here. I need to fly elsewhere. So at what point were you like, you know what? I ain't gonna be here too much longer. I gotta get up out of here.
I was a teenager. I think I was probably 14, or I could have been 14 or 15 at the time. But even then, you can have big dreams, but I was still homesick. I wasn't really ready to go, but my family just left on the whim, and we kind of just, I guess been hoofing it ever since. We've been hustling since we got here. Yeah, it's pretty much what happened with that. I just kind of. When I was about 14, I guess I talked to my parents and we all kind of just made the decision to come here.
Okay, all right. So now, you leave, man, you up, you out, boom. In a whole new area, ATL. Oh. Now, okay, this ain't nothing like Greenville now, all right? Ain't nothing like Greenville. It ain't slow. You got all this other stuff going on.
Right.
Now, you're singing, you got a little theater, a little, acting experience behind you.
Right.
Now, how did all that turn into opening for all these other acts and stuff?
Basically just me singing around everywhere. I started, I guess, getting connections with different people, and my former manager hooked me up with some stuff, which is how I ended up singing for Dru Hill, the DeBarge. I also ended up being on Chasing Destiny just from being able to have those connections.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I kind of just ventured out and just started doing competitions, a whole bunch of different stuff. I guess guys started opening doors for me.
Okay, so now let me ask you. Now you are on stage now. You're opening for a Dru Hill, all right?
Right.
After 7, God, DeBarge. Now these ain't no small acts. Now these ain't no little I ain't never heard of y'all people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are big acts. So what does something like that do for your confidence, going forward?
Right. It was really, it just really just, you know, placed in my mind like that dreams are not, you know, it's not like they're unobtainable. Like these are things that can actually happen. So even though I was bad, you know, at a young age, it just let me know like the sky is really the limit. Like I still have so many different things I can do and other things that God has, you know, put me with. So it was just very surreal for me.
Okay, I like that. Man, look here. Empowerment, you know, because that's what we're on around here, you know. And, you know, look, I get it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, you're like thrust into a situation, you feel like, whoa, man, am I even ready for this? I mean, am I even old enough to be here in this situation? You know what I'm saying? But it's not about that. It's about, you know, the opportunity and seizing the opportunity and using that to go forward and building your brand, which you have, you know.
Yes.
So that brings us into what we're about to talk about here. This VH1 sign. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, she ain't gonna look. I'm gonna tell y'all, she was on VH1 sign. All right, yes, she's in the room with Rose and the Dream, and you know Lenny S. You know, like she's in the room with all these people. Okay, so now let's talk about this now. So, you know, you land on, you know, the VH1 sign. Tell us a little bit about that. What was the experience? You know, actually, what was it like being in a room with all these people?
To be just honest, it was intimidating. You know, these are people that have freaking resumes out the game, just have done so much stuff. And then that the fact that you have the opportunity to present yourself to them was just like, okay, like I can't mess this up. I gotta make sure like I come with my A game and
right.
you know handle my business. So it wasn't a bad experience at all. It was very like, I don't know, like my heart was beating fast all the time. Like I was always like anxious and, you know, it was just a lot. It made me like super duper nervous, but at the same time, it just made me want to like go hard. Just, you know, when I was in front of them, it just made me want to make sure I presented, you know, myself as best as I could.
Okay. I like that because even though you got the nervous energy, you know, like, look at me, man, I don't know when I'm gonna be, you know, this way again. So I'm just gonna leave it all out here. Whatever you think of it, it is what it is. But play it, man. So I'm about to do it. No, okay. So like, okay. I want to be cool when I talk about this next one here. You know, I don't want to be stepping on no toes, but that was a little bit of how do you say, controversy?
Okay.
Say something like that. And you know, even though the experience of being on a show like Sign is great, there was a little controversy. You know, colorism. Let's just talk about it for a second. Let's not act like it doesn't happen in the industry because yes, people, it does happen in the industry. Okay, on all fronts. What was your experience, or can you just tell us a little bit about your experience with colorism? You know,
I had experienced what I felt to be colorism. You know, singing, I guess, in competition and going up against other girls and or whatever. But in that particular situation that you're talking about, it was just basically they had us all write songs. We all had to individually write a song, and we didn't have much time to write it.
Okay.
So I think I had like the next morning or something. I ended up, they gave us some beats or whatever that we had to write to. And then after recording my song, I later found out that another artist had the same beat. So people keep asking me, was like, oh, was that a setup? Did they write that in there? Was that? No, it was really just a coincidence that even happened. Like it wasn't nothing that was staged or anything like that. So I recorded so good about it. I was getting a lot of good feedback or whatever. And the day that came for us to present the songs to them, I was happy. Like I was confident or whatever. I came in there, you know, my head was up. You know, I was like, well, even if they didn't like the song, I still wanted them to see who I was as an artist. I wanted them to pay more attention to that. Like I felt like prior to that, they hadn't really been able to really hear my voice, except for like the audition that we had did. But I didn't really like, I guess, get a lot of time with them when it came to that. So I felt like me presenting this, like I was confident in this. So The other artist went up. She did her song or whatever, and it ended up being a rendition of a Rick Ross song. So she did the song. You know, he was hyped. He was loving it or whatever. But I still wasn't discouraged in what I had going on because, you know, I was confident in what I did. So after she got done, I ended up going on right after she did, and they played my track, and I didn't even get a chance for them to hear the whole thing. They only heard I think a verse and a chorus, and they kind of just stopped it and was just like that they wasn't feeling it and yada 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 yada, which was cool. Like that's not even my thing. Like that doesn't bother me. Like if they wasn't feeling it, that's cool. You know, that's opinion. It's music. Like some people gonna like some people not. But I just felt like in the sense of how they compared it was just a little.
Okay, right. Hey, look here. Let me just tell you something now. As a person who, you know, I have friends who are in the music industry. I have friends who are independent singers. I have friends who do independent rap and all this other stuff. So what you speak of is not uncommon, you know, but, you know, it does make for, you know, a very awkward time, you know. It does. I mean, especially, which we're about to talk about in a second, like, you are a creator, you know, like you create originality, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, your songs are original. So if you're sitting up here and you're giving your all, like you said, confidence was never shook. Man, NoCap Kickback people, okay? Man, we extraordinary around here. We ain't mediocre, okay? Extraordinary, all right? So the confidence was never shook, you know what I'm saying? It was just like the business of it all in a presentation. So, look, I get it. I understand. Look, we ain't gonna cry foul, but it do look a little funny. I'm gonna have to use that emoji. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to use that one. Okay. All right. But okay, so through it all though, through, you know, pretty much through all that experience, like what can you take away from that positive? Like what's the one thing or a couple of things positive that you could take away from something like that?
Some people might not even say it was a positive, but for me it was. Even in that situation, I guess just having that experience was a positive for me. Okay. Because like it just, to me, I guess it didn't shake my confidence. Like when it comes, like that might not be the last time that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, stuff like that that's gonna always happen. So the fact that I was even able to experience that, it just let me know like, hey, I gotta make sure no matter what's going on or anything that anybody else have to say, I gotta make sure that I'm on top of what I do. So when the next person come along or whatever the case is, they want to work with me, they like, hey, like you were dope. Like I want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not, you know, all insecure about the previous situation that happened. And, you know, I'm still who I am as an artist. But on top of that, it just, I don't know, like the whole atmosphere was like such a grind in itself. Like it was just like, you just had to be on top of what you were doing. Mm-hmm. Like that whole experience of the past, you know, what, you know, went viral on social media, just the experience itself was just, to me, it just gave me I guess a look into what the industry would be like. So I appreciated that too.
Yeah. So now, you know, it's funny, you know, I talk about this from time to time, but sometimes we talk about being in a room. Mm-hmm. You know, how people be like, man, you know, I would love to be in a room with Jay-Z. I would love to be in a room with Diddy. I would love to be in a room with this person. I would love to be in a room with that person. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing away from that. You know, man, as you said, you know, you pretty much seen how like the other side goes. The side nobody else really see because you only see a certain part. And the part you see, you like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. But then when they start flipping all this other stuff towards you, you like, oh, no, I can't do that. You know? So, you know, it becomes a different story. And then for you to make it through that and to just get that perspective, still unshaky.
Right.
Like I said, extraordinary. We ain't mediocre. Trying to tell y'all, okay? I'm trying to tell y'all. All right. No, but, you know, I really do, you know, commend you for that because, I mean, man, you know, let's just keep it real. Sometimes, you know, being a young artist, those types of, you know, experiences can like rub you the wrong way, and it can make you feel a certain type of way about the industry and be like, you know what, forget all that. I don't even want to bother.
Right. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, because currently, right now, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to make a talk about it, okay?
Yeah.
This original music she's writing right now, okay? So let me just ask you, what type of music do you like prefer, or what do you feel is your like lane almost in a sense? Are you, you know, ballad? Are you pop? Are you dance? Are you EDM? Like, who is Kaiya Hamilton?
For me, my heart is always R&B. You know, that's just who I am to my core. But I definitely ventured out and did pop music. You know, I thought about even doing an Afrobeat song or whatever the case is. You know, I'm definitely very versatile, but R&B is definitely probably my lane, I guess you could say.
R&B. Okay, so look, I don't like to ask this question this way, so I'm gonna ask this question this way.
Okay.
What about your influences musically come through in the music that you write?
I guess mainly experiences. Like for me, that's probably like the most I can even write about. Like is something that I've been through or something that I'm experienced, probably either emotionally or what, you know, for real. But yeah, mainly just, I guess, experiences.
Okay, all right. So, like, who does Kaiya Hamilton listen to? Like, when you ain't sitting up here writing, you know, and creating and doing all this other stuff, who do you turn on and listen to, or who, like, gets you in your zone?
I listen to probably, like, a wide range of people. Of course, Beyonce. Like, who don't listen to Beyonce? Pink, like, one of my favorites. I love Summer Walker, Soul Child, Lucky Day is dope.
Okay.
I like, let me see. I like Chris Brown. I like
all right, Breezy. Okay.
I don't know if I say his name wrong, Giveon. I think he is so dope. I think he's like super dope. He's a new artist.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Like, I ain't never heard of that one, but okay, but no. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. You know, but no, I mean, some of the artists that you're naming, man, you know, high energy, smooth, you know, like they're all over the place, but right. I mean, like that sound, once you hear that sound, you know who that is.
Right, exactly.
Okay, and I mean, I think for you, I think that's what, well, let me just ask, like, you know, when you're performing, you know, your like original content, like before the pandemic, you know, because, well, no, let me ask it this way. How has the pandemic helped your music?
Only thing I can honestly say it did, because I haven't, like, I guess, go out, you know, do that stuff. I guess it just allowed me to hone in on writing more. Like, I'm able to, like, actually, I guess, sit down and write something, because, you know, I can't go nowhere.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's definitely helped. It definitely has.
All right, okay. So, like, where can we hear, like, some, like, Kaiya Hamilton? Like, man, like, if I want to listen to some Kaiya Hamilton, where can I go?
Well, actually, I haven't released anything just yet, but I do have a single coming out soon, and then I'll be releasing a project, like, later on this year. You guys will hear something really soon, though.
Okay, all right. So now, is this going to be, like, Spotify? Is this going to be YouTube? What? We're going to have a video for this? Like, talk to us now.
Yeah, I'm going to have it on all platforms. I'm not sure about a video just yet, because I kind of want to just focus on everybody. This is like the first thing anybody has heard, other than, you know, the snippet that they've heard from the show. So I kind of just want everybody to focus on, I guess, the song this time around, and like not let it be such a visual. But I may put a video with it. But right now, I'm gonna release a single for you guys here, and, you know, hopefully y'all dig it.
Okay, all right, man. Ooh, well, look here, you put it out, and we gonna let you know. Okay, all right. Well, no, you know, first and foremost, let me just say, seriously, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show today and coming through and talking to us about your experiences, you know, because like, man, once again, we're about the extraordinary over here, not the mediocre, okay? Right. And I mean, overcoming, you know, man, little minor issues along the way, because that's what I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them little minor issues. Because I'm gonna go back to what I said before. You were in the room. You saw what was going on in the room. Maybe that room maybe that room doesn't appeal to you in the way it may appeal to others. You know, like everybody ain't the same. So, okay, I'm gonna use this experience to do me the way I need, you know, to be out here and exposed to everybody else going on out here.
Right.
Man, look, much love, much love. So before we get out of here, I'm gonna say this. You know, is there any like last words or any words of encouragement you may want to give like the, you know, younger generation coming up behind you? You know, trust me, there's a Kaiya Hamilton somewhere, maybe not in Greenville, North Carolina, you know, they may be in Raleigh, they may be in Charleston, South Carolina somewhere, I don't know, you know, but they somewhere over there, okay? But there's you know, another young lady sitting back, really thinking about it, traveling the same road you're traveling. What words of encouragement can you, you know, lay to that young person?
I would say to them, you know, just make sure nobody shakes your. Make sure you stay true to who you are as an artist, because you'll hear way more no's than you're gonna hear yes. But just make sure you just stay on the road for that yes. That's all.
Okay, all right. There you go. You're gonna hear more no's than you hear them yeses, but stay true to who you are, keep the faith, and keep on. Look here, Kaiya Hamilton, I thank you for being my guest today. All right. All right, everybody, this has been the NoCap Kickback. I've been your host, Ty Brownlow. Man, catch me on social media on Instagram at NoCap Kickback, or you can just go to TikTok, NoCap Kickback. Follow me. All right, we out. Peace. Thank you.
Bye.